Okay, so many people change their look as the seasons change. So what can you do when you're stuck in the dead of winter? Holiday hair is gone and spring fresh is still a couple of months away. Rachel Gower from the Upper Hand Salon joined us along with stylist Leslie Raina to share how small tweaks in color, cut, or treatments can boost your look until you're ready to bust out into something more dramatic.
Right, we're not at spring yet.
Yeah, we're kind of like just midway through there, kind of those winter blahs and a whole bit.
Exactly.
But I want to make a point. Small changes oftentimes still need expert advice. It's interesting when someone says, well, I'm just going to do a little bit of color.
Right.
Especially with permanent color, it's still color.
I mean, you know, really the truth is that with the lived-in look and a little bit of change and subtle change, that's actually more work a lot of times. And it's the way it's done, that's how you know it's good.
Yeah.
And so the three models that we have today, first of all, we love doing brunettes in the winter. So we went with a brunette theme today.
Yeah, and brightening them up a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's just it. It's like there's so many ways to brighten up a brunette and to give them subtle changes that are not damaging.
A subtle change, like when someone comes in and goes, I just want to trim, so you're not going to charge me for a haircut. It is a haircut.
That's my PSA today. It's a haircut.
You're still going through the same.
If they have to section and do all that, it's a haircut. Yeah.
I'll just do the trim myself.
Oh, okay. Well, I just was talking to someone about cutting bangs in the green room, so that doesn't usually end well.
Yeah, it didn't end well for that person.
No,
all right. Shine and smooth. Speaking of one of the reasons why it didn't end well is they did it themselves, but the other thing is they have curly hair. So
curly hair
is problematic. But that's why you need to look at shine and smooth. A lot of shampoos will say, oh, we can smooth out your hair and shine. But if you really need some smoothing, it requires kind of some chemical introduction, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Like the Brazilian blowout is one of the best ways to do it. There's lots of products that we can use to get lots of shine, lots of smooth. And for some people, that's perfect. And it's a great introduction. But if you really want to go the distance, it's the Brazilian blowout or a keratin treatment's also good.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call a consultation. That's what you do. You sit down, take a look at the hair. What is it? What do you want to look like? What do you want your hair to do? And how we can get you there, because there's more today than ever before.
Absolutely.
If you have trained stylists like you do.
So many tools.
Yeah.
There really are. So it's like that consultation is the time where we really find out what you're trying to achieve, what your lifestyle is, how you're going to actually style your hair. Yeah. Like some of our models today were pretty upfront about not styling their hair every day, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But we can work with that.
Well, okay, let's look at Brunette Brianna.
Okay,
who, years ago had decided that she was going to have a balayage, only balayage was such a hot term that not everybody knew how to do balayage.
That's correct.
Right?
People heard the word and they thought they knew it, but it's actually kind of difficult. Like you really have to practice it. So yeah, she had a bad experience. So underneath, you can see her before picture, she was a little bit frizzy. Underneath all that color was old bleach. So Leslie, what did you guys do?
So after consulting with Brianna, she told me that she wears her hair naturally curly. So I went ahead and eliminated all the old color that she had from her previous
by just cutting
color.
It.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we went ahead and we did a partial balayage with lightener, and then I root melted her just to give her a lived-in look.
Okay, tell us root melt again. Explain that. I was saying that to somebody the other day, and they went, root melt? What is that?
So there's like a root shade, a root tap, and a root melt.
Yes, so I decided that root melt would suit her the best, just because it gives it a more low maintenance look. So we went ahead and dragged her natural color down just to eliminate any harsh lines. We toned it, and then we did a Brazilian blowout just to give it shine.
That is going to be life-changing for her.
Yes.
Because again, it fills in the potholes in the hair. It makes
the potholes.
Yes, they exist. We just don't see them.
And she does have naturally curly hair.
She does.
Okay, so when you have that naturally curly hair, which she looks great when she wears it that way too, but she still can get into that curly look as well.
That's right. Her biggest concern before doing the Brazilian was, can I still wear it curly? And the answer is yes. And Leslie can control that with the number of passes she does with the flat iron and the temperature. Yeah. So that really allows, she's going to be able to wear it wavy, curly, or straight and
the curly
sleek.
would be more uniform curls.
That's right. It's just prettier.
Yeah.
You know, it reduces that frizz, and also it reduces her dry time, which is
super
so nice.
Pretty.
Yes.
I've never seen you look so
her
pretty.
Her balayage is really subtle.
Well, and when you say balayage, that's the whole thing too. So people sometimes go, I'm not sure I want that dramatic of it. But balayage can be really dramatic in color, or it can be very subtle in color.
Absolutely. And we love. So she did use lightener because she needed a little bit more lift with Brianna, but you don't always have to use lightener. We're going to show you on the next two models that we didn't even have to use lightener to do the balayage. Okay. Which is amazing.
Brianna,
okay,
thank you very much.
So much.
All right, up next is Hema, who has, poor thing, she has thick, dark hair.
I know, we're so sad for her. Okay, so she had the cutest haircut. I think Patrice actually did this haircut. And so we just shaped up her haircut a little bit, but she also wanted some subtle change to her color.
So she's never done color before.
She's what we call a color virgin.
Yes.
Okay. Leslie, tell us what you guys did.
So because she didn't have any previous color in her hair, Morgan thought that it was best to use high lift color, just because it suited her best. With high lift color, you don't have to use a toner. It just lifts really nicely.
Look how shiny her hair is.
It has dimension to it. It's not just a flat black.
You see the warm dimension in there, and so like the pictures that she showed us for her inspiration were well. First, she sent us a picture of bleached pink, and we're like, no. And then we're like, let's do this instead.
Wait, she sent you bleached pink?
She did. It was bleached, and then she was joking. She was joking.
Okay, thank you. Oh my God, I was like, what's going on here?
But
not
anyway,
until February or October.
Yeah, exactly. But so this was such a good solution for her, and the high lift color is literally a way to use color to lift about 3 levels, and it has a built-in toner.
Yeah.
So it's a one-step process, and it avoids the use of the harsh lighteners.
Yeah. Really, really pretty,
And
especially
it
on
kept
virgin
it so
hair.
shiny. It looks beautiful.
And this is where bangs work.
Bangs work so great on her. It literally is perfect for her face shape.
And that's what you all look at too, is face shape and the whole bit. Not just the style you saw on somebody else, but does it work for you?
That's
and there's
exactly
different types of bangs, even bangs that can kind of hide away and go back into the long hair or be worn as a bang.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely. Thank you, Hema.
Okay, up next is Connie, who has finer hair and curly hair.
That's
and she had been growing it out, and look at that.
And she was ready for a big chop. She was like, chop it all off. And we're like, are you sure that's what you want us to do? Because it was so pretty. But anyway, what did you guys end up doing, Leslie?
So Hannah decided to start off with a cut. Because she had longer hair, it was just best to eliminate a lot of length. And then she went in as well with a partial balayage with high lift color. And because she wears her hair naturally curly, she waited to the very end to refine her cut.
And so with all 3 of these models, they could just keep what they're doing, keep it subtle, grow it out, or they could go lighter.
Yeah.
Like they're literally right in between, and so they could go either way. For summer, if she wants to go lighter, she can.
And I'm loving the cut. We cannot underestimate a good cut. Even in curly hair, people go, well, it doesn't really matter if it's curly. You can't tell. You can tell, and it's just how good that cut is. And then, of course, when you're cutting curly hair, you're gonna have to go with some things. Sometimes there's the cowlicks in there.
Right. Oh,
it's just
absolutely.
where the hair wants to go, and you gotta fight that too to make it fall right.
And you have to make sure it looks good, curly and straight.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, it's actually a huge art. So she really did a nice job, and when she wears it sort of natural, it just kind of curls around her face. It looks really cute.
Yeah. All right. So each one of these young ladies, these brunettes, went a little bit lighter. There is the temptation for a lot of brunettes to go a whole lot lighter, and we've talked about before. You all are experts at that. There are times that you may say to somebody, "This is just not something we think we can do with you and the health of your hair right now."
Absolutely.
But there are other ways to get there, and one of them happens to be
extensions. We can add hair.
Yeah,
we can add hair and really change the color a lot that way. Like I saw someone doing a custom K-tip installation yesterday where the girl had a base like mine, but she was adding 3 different shades of K-tips to really make it blend, and it just looked like a really like sun-dipped ombre at the end, and it was so pretty. So we can do so much with extensions.
You say K-tips, explain what those are, because there's different types of extensions too.
K-tips are like an individual tiny little weft that's attached with a keratin tip. It's melted onto your hair, and they grow out naturally, and most people can get like 4 to 5 months of wear out of them. Now the bad news is you have to start over. Some people re-tip them and use them again, but then they're shorter. So we do a lot of wefts, because the wefts you can use over and over and over.
Because you're using human hair. And
They're all human. Exactly.
You're using the good stuff, which means you can color it and treat it and make it look more natural like your hair as well.
Absolutely.
All right, Rachel, thank you very much.
Thank you.
The stylists at the Upper Hand Salon are skilled in color, cut, style, and various methods of extensions, as we just mentioned. There are 2 locations, the River Oaks location and in Memorial. To make an appointment, you can call this number right here, 713-520-0772. Again, that's 713-520-0772, or log on to the upperhand.com. Bring pictures and tell them, this is what I'm looking for, the whole bit, so y'all can discuss it in your consultation. You can also visit their website at studiohairextensionshouston.com.